Este programa es patrocinado por Copa Airlines. Viaje a toda América con conexiones rápidas y un servicio completo a bordo de los aviones más modernos. Consigue tickets gratis para visitar el museo más grande de todo el sur de Estados Unidos, el Museo de Arte de Nueva Orleans, NOMA. Visita nuestra página de Facebook, El Mirador de Kino, y dinos qué parte del mirador te gusta más. O escribe al correo electrónico kinovera@yahoo.com.
La Villa de Los Santos se funda a raíz de un problema económico que se da en Natá de los Caballeros. Ya había sido fundado Natá. Natá fue fundado como todas las poblaciones españolas, o la gran mayoría de las poblaciones españolas, con intereses conquistadores, sino se funda como zona de frontera con la región de Veragua, que no había podido ser conquistada hasta ese momento y era territorio indígena, controlado por los indígenas, y que vivía bajo la cultura indígena, o sea,
Urraca.
Sí, Urraca, exactamente. Y como eran grandes extensiones de producción y era tierra fértil, la producción de Natá, y por eso se le conoció como el granero de Panamá, iba a los puertos del Atlántico y del Pacífico para abastecer a los barcos que o regresaban a España o salían para Sudamérica. La encomienda se crea durante la colonia para que los españoles que llegaban a un territorio indígena se repartían a los indios, y estos indios tenían la obligación de trabajar para ese español. Era una esclavitud. Entonces, cuando a los natariegos les dicen, señores, se va a acabar la encomienda, primero obviamente hay una enorme resistencia, como la hubo en todas partes cuando se abolieron la esclavitud, en todos los sitios donde se abolió. Como estos son procesos que ocurren simultáneamente, digamos que los más aguerridos se fueron a conquistar Veragua, los menos o los más pragmáticos se fueron a poblar Azuero. Y ahí se da un sistema económico completamente diferente y se va poblando la región de Azuero. Y al cabo de algunos años, los santeños deciden fundar la villa. Y la fundan sin autorización de la corona. Se juntan y dicen, bueno, vamos a fundar un cabildo, yo soy el alcalde, tú eres el corregidor, tú eres esto, tú eres lo otro. Se asignan los puestos que obligaba el sistema político de la época y dan por fundada la villa, que para los santeños era una fundación de un pueblo totalmente inocente y santa, en beneficio de la iglesia, porque es que así vamos a tener la iglesia aquí, vamos a poder ir a misa. Entonces, la carta ejecutoria que dice, sí, definitivamente este es un pueblo español y se crea aquí en la Villa de los Santos, tiene fecha del 10 de noviembre de 1573. Y es curioso porque entonces coincide el 10 de noviembre de 1573, al menos el día y el mes, con el día en que los santeños, en 1821, declaran la independencia de la villa del gobierno español. Panamá se funda en 1519, si no me equivoco. Se quema en 1671 y se crea, se muda al casco antiguo en 1673. Para entonces la Villa de los Santos ya estaba fundada.
Es más vieja que el casco antiguo. Mira tú.
100 años más vieja. La población española es pequeña, sumamente pequeña. Se funda con 18, le llaman vecinos. No es que eran 18 personas que habían. Era el cabeza de familia y toda su parentela, ¿no? Que se dice eran muy grandes porque tenían parentelas de 14.
Claro.
O sea, entre la esposa y los hijos llegaban a 14. Entonces eran 18 estos ciudadanos, ¿no? Y en los tiempos de bonanza de las minas de oro de Veraguas, empieza a venir españoles desertores escapados de los ejércitos. O sea, los reclutaban y dice que muchos de ellos se unían al ejército con toda la mala intención de desertar en Panamá. Entonces, y en los pueblos, que había muy poca población y que se necesitaba gente trabajadora porque había muy escasa población, los acogían. Pero los textos de 1600 ya hablan de que la población santeña española es una población criolla, mulata, o sea, sumamente mezclada, porque se asimilan rápidamente con los indígenas y con los negros. O sea, no había un gran problema racial aquí, porque los indígenas, en lugar de arar su propia tierra y producir su propia tierra, prefieren ir a trabajar de jornaleros. Y entonces se van de jornaleros y se quedan en las haciendas. Y se quedan en las haciendas y se mezclan. Y la población indígena desaparece asimilada. Y me imagino que no eran demasiado estrictos con el tema de tener una sola mujer, porque hasta hoy en la villa la gente tiene 2 mujeres.
2 y más.
2 y más.
2 y más.
La falta de exclusividad conyugal es en ambos sentidos. Entonces, bueno, son rasgos culturales que se vieron desde el principio de la colonia. Pero esto es un resumen interpretado por mí, que quede claro que no es la historia. La historia hay que preguntársela al autor del libro, que es Castillero Pablo, ¿no? Muy pronto en la historia, la villa llegó a ser la población más grande de Panamá, del interior de Panamá.
¿Qué tal, amigos? ¿Cómo están? Mi nombre es Gloria Echeverría y soy la persona que atiende este hostal que se llama La Saloma. El nombre de La Saloma es un nombre autóctono que se utiliza aquí mucho para denominar una expresión emocional que acostumbran los campesinos. Le pusimos La Saloma para combinarlo con la característica típica arquitectónica de la casa, que es una casa que data de 100 años, de 1915. Conservamos la característica tradicional, que son los materiales hechos a base de tierra, de paja picada, agua y madera. La madera es una madera del campo que es silvestre y se debe cortar a creencia de los ciudadanos de esta comunidad. Debe ser cortada en tiempo de menguante para evitar que se pudra, por lo cual se espera que la casa dure mucho tiempo, quizá más allá de los 100 años. Esta propiedad originalmente, desde que cuando fue construida en 1915, albergó a la primera partera de la comunidad, la persona que se encargaba de auxiliar a las mujeres en el momento del parto. También fue la residencia cural de uno de los párrocos, de los primeros párrocos que llegaron a Los Santos. Como tiene tantos años, ha sido muy difícil reconstruirla. Nosotros la conseguimos con mucho deterioro y nos llevó 2 años repararla por la dificultad de conseguir los mismos materiales que se requerían. Las características de construcción son basados en teja, madera y tierra, barro. Esos son los 3 elementos esenciales de esta edificación. Y la arquitectura vernácula, que consta de una casa típica con aleros y con portales hacia la calle. Amigos, sería un placer recibirlos en el Hostal La Saloma, donde los atendemos con cariño y afecto familiar. El teléfono 6782-3438 o al correo lasalomahostal@gmail.com. Bienvenidos a la Villa de Los Santos.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back, my friends, to El Mirador. Once again, another week and a new restaurant. Today, we are in an uptown neighborhood of New Orleans. Here in New Orleans, you may or may not know, we do not refer to directions in terms of north, south, east, and west. We talk about uptown, downtown, riverside, and lakeside, right? We are at LUCA Eats, a beautiful, fabulous, fun, funky, great treasure in New Orleans. LUCA Eats.
Hey, Julie.
Hey,
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So nice to see you.
It's so nice to see you. I'm so happy to be at LUCA Eats. I've been hearing about it for so long.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Well, I've been hearing about it. I've been reading about it.
Well, great.
I think I saw it someplace that it was like one of the top new restaurants in New Orleans that we have to see. And I love the fact that it's in Uptown.
Yes. Thank you. I know it was a gas station, and it was a Roman pizza for many years. And then my husband and I bought it in December and just kind of gutted the whole building. And here we are, LUCA Eats.
Wow, LUCA Eats, y'all.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's a great time in our life right now.
Wow, thank you so much. So what do we have going on today? What are you going to show me today?
Well, we do some specialty coffees. We have French truck coffee, which is fabulous. Anyway, so we have we do iced coffees and lattes and cappuccinos. Yeah, but would you like to go try iced coffee?
I would
White
love
chocolate?
to.
Yeah, come on.
White chocolate?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Where are we going? Over here?
Yeah. So Julie, this is our French truck iced coffee.
So, but you have coffee blends that come from different countries.
Absolutely. We have the hot coffees we serve daily are a Peruvian blend, a medium roast, and a dark roast with chicory. So we have a lot of choices when you come in for the coffees and the sandwiches.
I'm being distracted here by the menu. So I see that you have, lots of sandwiches. You have breakfast.
We have specialty press sandwiches. We have breakfast sandwiches and lunch sandwiches. They're both served any time of the day. So you can come in the morning and get a Cubano, which is one of our best-selling sandwiches, and the steak sandwich. We also do a lot of salads.
And then desserts.
Yes, we have Oreo beignets, which are incredible.
Oreo beignets, like beignets. Chocolate, white chocolate.
It's actually right. So, Julie, let me introduce you to Daryl.
So where are we going to find him?
Yeah, he's right here. Daryl.
Hi,
this is Julie, a good friend of mine.
Hey, good to see you.
Great to see you. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us here today. Daryl, you brought me into the secret space, huh?
Yes. Secret.
And this is the secret treasure?
It is. It's a secret treasure. It's our pork shoulder that we use for our Cubano sandwich. We cook it 10 hours overnight, every night, every other night. Let it cool down some.
Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful layer of fat.
Lots of fat and seasoning, and that fat just cooks and drops into the meat there. So we don't serve it because it's not a good texture, but it's a really great flavoring. And so we just pull it all off.
You just scrape it off.
Scrape it off.
Just like that.
Yeah, and the fat melts. And people use all different cuts of pork. Like I said, we use the pork shoulder because to me it has the best flavor. And we like to get a good balance of sweetness and acidity to it. And to me, that's the key.
Wow, it's great. Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, yes.
Smell nice?
It does smell very nice. Yeah. Congratulations, it looks beautiful.
Thank you. And we tried to condense it to make sure that we can do everything really well. A small menu, a small place, to do it really, really well. All right, we have our French bread here, which is our local bread from a Dong Quang Bakery out in New Orleans East.
Oh,
Chef
absolutely.
Highway. Yeah,
okay.
They do a wonderful French bread. Okay.
Just yellow mustard?
Yellow mustard, yep. Keep it traditional. Then we're going to go with our Swiss cheese.
Traditional.
Yep. Our pork shoulder, that we just took out of the crock pot, cooked overnight, 10 hours. And then we're going to work with our bread and butter pickles.
Bread and butter pickle. So that is a sweet pickle versus
a sweet pickle.
Yeah, versus a dill pickle.
Okay,
wow,
so
that's a huge sandwich.
That's what it's looking like going in.
That's a nice portion.
Yeah.
And what do you guys get for the sandwich? How much do you charge for the sandwich?
This is $10. It does come with our sea salt and rosemary house fried chips. Yeah, delicious. See that sea salt and the rosemary blend? It's fresh rosemary grinded with sea salt. Yeah.
Oh my God. So crispy. So you throw some of that on the plate. or on your basket. 3 minutes and it heats it through and through, and it's
That's
nice
it.
and crispy, and it's a beautiful plate.
Yeah. And that's our Cubano, best-selling sandwich on the menu right now.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
Thanks. I hope you enjoy it.
This is our white chocolate bread pudding, Oreo beignets, a Cubano, yes, a Cobb salad, and our gumbo.
This is wonderful. Thanks so much for hosting us today.
We have our address is 7329 Cone Street, the Carrollton area, Uptown. 866-1166 is our phone number. We have LUCAeats.com, and also on Facebook we have LUCA Eats, our Facebook page. Like us if you get a chance, and come on by and see us. We'd love to see you.
Cheers to LUCA Eats.
Thank
LUCA
you.
Eats.
Cheers.
Gracias.
Hola, mi amigos. Ustedes tuvieron la oportunidad de ver lo que yo hago mes a mes. Esta fue muy especial porque esto era un saludo a la cultura de New Orleans. You got a chance to see today the head of the cultural institution of New Orleans. You got to meet the head of the ballet, the head of the symphony, the head of the opera, the head of the museum, or the person who is in charge of the PR. We have a very exciting life in New Orleans. I wish I had a clone because I can't go, to everything. But I always make sure that I go to the opera, the Sinfonica, the ballet. This is my life, and I wanted to share with you.
Como todos los segundos miércoles de cada mes, la columnista social doña Margarita Darling Bergen celebra su Round Table Luncheon. Y como siempre, tiene invitados de primer nivel del mundo de la política y la vida social. Estos almuerzos se realizan en los mejores salones del French Quarter. El primer almuerzo social lo realizó el 18 de agosto del 2005, días antes del huracán Katrina. Desde la primavera del 2006, el evento se ha desarrollado mensualmente sin pausa. Durante estos 11 años, estos almuerzos de doña Margarita han recibido importantes figuras de la cultura y del arte, así como empresarios de élite y prominentes figuras de nuestra sociedad.
The honorary consul of France, the one and only Gregor Trumel. Stand up so that people see you, how handsome you are. Thank you. Carlos Ponce, cónsul de México.
Thank you.
Gracias. También I have maestro Robert Lau, the head of the New Orleans Opera Association. Anyway, in case you wonder who that good-looking man is, actually he was my assistant. Now he is the owner of Castle Bergen Gallery because I want you representing the gallery. And he's also the producer of the only bilingual program in Louisiana. It's called El Mirador, and it's in COX Cable. So you're all going to be on TV.
Esta semana tuvimos la suerte de coincidir con el cónsul de Francia, Gregor Trumel, y con el cónsul de México, el señor Carlos Ponce. También el maestro de la ópera, Robert Lyall, entre otras encantadoras personas.
I was so happy when we could stop referring to everything pre-Katrina and post-Katrina and just back to the normalcy of what...
Oh my God. Oh God.
I'm not a very good singer. I wish I were. It's a real pleasure being here. Thank you. I'm Dave Hurlbut. I'm Executive Director of the Marigny Opera House.
So I think you nailed it, and of course we're talking about the Creole population that was here, and those were individuals born of French or Spanish heritage here in Louisiana. Also, they will say English as well. Thank you, Margarita.
Muchas gracias, Margarita. And I wish you a great wedding in Paris. Oh, sorry. New Orleans was founded by the French. I think you know that. And I say it again in case you're not aware. But New Orleans was founded by the French. But New Orleans is not a French city, definitely not anymore, unfortunately. But this is an international city, a world-class city.
New Orleans es considerada una de las ciudades más embrujadas del mundo. Podemos agregarle algún film que hable de esto y tendríamos, por 6º año consecutivo, el Festival de Cine de Terror de Nueva Orleans. Esta edición se lleva a cabo en el Estudio de Arte Castillo Blanco en St. Cloud Avenue.
Ciao, I'm Gioretta, and I'm an actress that worked in Italy, although I'm American. And I'm so happy to be here at the NOLA Horror Film Fest.
10 years before I took over the ownership.
El festival abrió la edición con alfombra roja para el estreno de la película del cineasta Darren Lynn Bousman, Abattoir, o El Matadero, filmada en nuestra ciudad, en donde Julia, una curiosa reportera, envuelta en una aventura ecléctica, mezclada con lo que se conoce como nuevo cine de terror, asesinatos y misterio. Tuvimos la oportunidad de conversar con el fundador de este festival, J.T. Season, y el codirector del festival, Charles Lucia.
So this is the 6th year for the NOLA Horror Film Fest. We started in 2011, and
I was but a volunteer at the time.
But a volunteer. Yeah, it was a passion project. It was something that we started out of love for horror films and for the community, and basically we started it because we found out that New Orleans did not have a horror film festival. But we keep growing every single year, and we just get amazing films submitted to us. And this year is probably, I think, our best year.
I'd have to say so.
For films.
Film submission-wise?
Film submission-wise, and the quality of the films are just really awesome.
The year is 2047, a century of technological revolution.
And one of the things that we try to do with the film festival is to try to get distribution for some of the films that we absolutely believe deserve it.
Yeah, we have a partnership with Terror Films, and last year's Best Feature winner, The House on Pine Street, was actually picked up by Terror Films for distribution at our festival.
Yeah, and then after they were picked up by Terror Films, they actually got distribution through that.
The horror film industry is still going strong. I mean,
to be perfectly honest, I think it's probably one of the most live aspects of film there is, in the sense that a lot of these films have to find their own funding. They don't have Warner Brothers or someone else behind them giving them $30 million to do a film. They have to scrape together their pennies and find backing and do something that's a labor of love. And an extraordinarily high amount of high-profile actors, directors, producers, all started in horror.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to Lon Chaney. I mean, to the beginning days of films before you even had sound.
You're going to see films that, are not remakes and are not sequels and original ideas. This is where you're going to see the original material. Everyone's complaining about how Hollywood is all just about remakes and reboots and sequels
and no original content.
And
this is where
true.
the original
this is where the original
content
content happens.
Yeah,
it's right here.
It's a fact. And then you want to show people something that transcends, your normal idea of what people think horror might be. A lot of times people have an idea that it's low budget, or that it's no budget, or that it's going to be terribly shot, or the production value is going to be low, or the actors are going to be terrible. And in our experience, that's not the case. We have some extraordinarily amazing films that personally I think should be up for Academy Awards, but I don't get to make that decision, so.
Maybe someday.
Maybe. I don't want that. No.
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure.
También tuvimos la oportunidad de conversar con algunos directores que asistieron al festival.
My name is Ryan Gregory Phillips, and I'm the writer, director, editor, producer of Shortwave. Shortwave is about a married couple, husband named Josh and wife Isabel, who lose their youngest daughter to a child abduction. So our lead actors, Juanita Ringling and Cristobal Tapia Mont, are from South America, Chile, as well as our director of cinematography, or our director of photography, Lucas Gath. He's from Argentina. Very big role in the film, using Latin American and out of the United States actors. They bring a whole new perception and realism, I believe, to the cinema market, and not using big names to sell movie tickets, but focus more on the art. And I think it was something very magical that we kind of created.
I'm Darnell Sheffield, the producer of Monster Anonymous.
I'm Michael England, producer of Monster Anonymous.
And Monster Anonymous was filmed in, actually Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Je vous, elle vit. The essential story is a young man falls in love with a voodoo priestess, and tragically she's killed, and he hears a legend that if he takes her body to the crossroads, he might be able to make a deal with a spirit or an entity that he finds there to possibly bring her back to life. The idea actually came to me 2 or 3 years ago. I made a trip here to New Orleans, and I got to meet with Miriam Shermani, a few other people that are voodoo practitioners, and kind of speaking with them, and then just being really inspired by the architecture, the culture, and the swamps that are around here in New Orleans.
Sin duda, este festival es de lo mejor que tiene esta ciudad y poco a poco se ha ido consolidando en el difícil mercado de terror americano. Esperamos ansiosamente el próximo año.